Welcome to In Focus. They make up a large portion of Saskatchewan's population, but Aboriginal people don't have much of a voice when it comes to provincial politics. Well, now one man wants to change that. He's forming a political party for First Nations people. C. Pasqualotto has the story.
Brendan Cross has come home to launch his crusade.
I would like to see a day when First Nations people have a vehicle by which they could exert their political will.
You can come to the classroom and be sort of grateful. Come.
Okay.
He's here to meet with band leaders in a grade 8 class, but already things are going wrong.
And which grades are these?
These are 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
The 6, 7, and 8 are gone all day. And,
Cross tries to make the best of an awkward moment.
Good afternoon, guys. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Brendan Cross, and I'm a Soto band member. I live in Regina, and I'm currently organizing the First Nations Party of Saskatchewan. Does anyone here, can anyone here tell me what a political party is?
Like a birthday party?
Sort of, but it's a bit different.
The 24-year-old broadcasting graduate wants to do what no Saskatchewan Indian has done before, create a political party for First Nations people. A party he hopes will become a force in provincial politics. Some believe he doesn't have a chance.
Have you ever heard someone say that First Nations people don't vote?
No.
No? Okay, because when I was your age, that's what I was told. I was told that First Nations people don't like to vote. First Nations people will never have a party of their own, and if they do, the First Nations people will never win because they don't vote. But right now, nothing has yet been determined.
Later outside, a potential supporter. The principal wants to know more.
Yeah, in the next couple of years, a strategy will develop, and things will hopefully come together.
Well, good luck.
Well, thank you.
Cross needs more than luck. Aboriginal people don't care much for provincial politics. It's estimated only 3% vote in elections. Cross thinks he knows why.
I believe that a lot of the First Nations population has been brought up with a sense of hopelessness, and they're resigned to the fact that the other people will make all the decisions.
Cross is hitting the road, determined to change that. He's convinced politicians would care more about treaties, taxation, and poverty if Aboriginal people could sway the vote.
The First Nations Party would make it a priority to represent the forgotten people here in Saskatchewan who have no voice. It would be important to know, what's happening politically in the province right now.
Cross is no stranger to politics. Last year, he joined the SAS party.
My name is Brendan Cross.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Wittes.
Nice to meet you, Bonnie.
At its annual convention, he was the most popular man in the room.
I just want to say congratulations. We're happy to hear from somebody from the native side.
Thank you. I feel comfortable here. I am impressed by the open nature of most of the people here and the enthusiasm that they showed.
But the honeymoon didn't last. As the lone Aboriginal, he says his voice was drowned out.
There was dialogue going on there. When the budget came down, Elwyn Hermanson was one of the first people to crow to the media that finally the NDP is doing something right, and they've adopted the Saskatchewan Party's policy of making First Nations people pay the PST, and that just shows that the Saskatchewan Party is so great. I realized at that moment that any hopes that I had to change that policy or to change the image of the Saskatchewan Party here in the province were dashed.
So I'm here with Brendan Cross, organizer.
Now, Cross is building his own party. He's talking to anyone who will listen.
What is the message you'd like to portray, and what are you planning on to do to get it out to the people?
Well, our main message in this tour and this banquet is we are going to win in North Battleford in the next election.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Cross needs to appear confident. It costs money to run a political campaign, and the First Nations Party needs cash. Tonight is his first fundraising dinner.
We have reserved spots for 50, and I hope to have every spot filled. Yeah, so come on in and sit wherever you want.
1 hour into the event, only a couple of people have shown up. Again, Cross tries to make the best of an awkward situation.
Yes. We're planning banquets in Prince Albert next week and Fort Capel the week after that.
I can see all the good that could come from a party like this.
Leonard Iron likes what he hears.
I think this is an idea its time has come. Not only are they, slowly eroding away our traditional treaty rights for hunting, trapping, fishing, but now I feel they're aggressively attacking us with this PST issue, and we need a voice in their government to speak for us.
More time passes, it becomes clear the fundraiser is a bust.
This was unexpected, but at the same time, I'm still quite optimistic.
Cross is fighting more than political apathy. He's fighting the image people have of him. In 1996, he pleaded guilty to exposing himself to 2 young girls in Regina. He was sentenced to 2.5 years probation and got treatment. He says he regrets what he did and doesn't think his criminal record is an issue.
Just because some of us have past problems, that doesn't mean that we're worthless. That doesn't mean that we have to give up on life and let our dreams, go down the toilet.
But 3 years later, Cross was again making news. He got kicked out of the Canadian Bible College in Regina for getting his girlfriend pregnant. Cross agreed to live by the college's rules, which include no sex outside marriage. He ended up marrying his girlfriend and does not regret what he did.
Why did you do it? Why did you break those rules?
Well, I met a girl that I fell in love with, and we wanted to become a family. Would you like to join us?
But is it too much baggage for a man trying desperately to win public favor?
Your name is Alan?
Cross isn't worried.
This isn't a passing fad. This isn't just a 1-month idea. We're going to keep at this, and the support will come.
So far, Cross says he's convinced about 1,000 people to join. He needs 2,500 members to make the First Nations Party an official party. Steve Pasqualotto, CBC News, North Battleford.
Well, meanwhile, the Federation of Saskatchewan Indian Nations is taking a wait-and-see approach to Brendan Cross and his new party. The FSIN is meeting in Saskatoon this week. Indian leaders have always pushed for self-government, so they aren't too keen on the idea of getting involved in mainstream politics.
We talked about it with some of our elders, and they exercised some caution. They basically told us to exercise caution when dealing with the issue, because again, we're Indigenous peoples, we're treaty people, we are Cree, we are Soda, we're Dene, and we have treaties. That whole issue of even voting in federal provincial politics, we have to resolve ourselves.
As for Brendan Cross, he hopes to have enough members to officially register his party by the end of summer.